Welcome. No Winnie King. We here to talk about the 50th anniversary of Nixon taking us off the gold standard. Man. It's been 50 years. And Nixon said it was gonna be temporary. Temporary. I don't think 50 years is a temporary suspension of a convertibility. I don't know about y'all, but 50 years is a mighty long time to be talking about temporary. Okay. If y'all not too familiar with the history of money, there was a Bretton Woods agreement that the United States would fix, a set amount of dollars to the U.S. To gold anyway. And I don't really see the need for that in the first place. That to me was the gateway to using fiat, because if it wasn't ever for the Bretton Woods agreement, there would have never been fiat notes or paper notes affixed to gold in the first place. So, the use of paper money was an invention of the Chinese, but it was always backed by a commodity, something you can take that in and go redeem it. It was something redeemable. It wasn't that the certificate itself was the value. It was that it was redeemable for value. Okay. And, that's basically what we was doing. We was creating redeemed certificates, or certificates that are redeemable, okay, in gold. And at that time, during the Bretton Woods agreement, the dollar was considered as good as gold. So, why not? To most people, they're like, okay, well, why not? I can still take this dollar. If I wanted gold, I could still take this fiat dollar and get gold. And that's what created the trust, what you see right here, in God we trust in the first place. Okay, so we, that created a relationship of trust. Okay. And these nations had to trust the United States. The United States had a lot of gold. They were suffering. Most of these other nations were suffering from war at the time. So yeah, the United States became a very valuable asset to most nations during that time. And they were pretty much subject to whatever the United States wanted to do. So as far as getting their goods and things they needed, they came up with this bright idea to, create certificates or whatever, I guess, to make trade quicker or faster, or whatever the case may be. Anyways, eventually around 1971, August 15, 1971, we'll come off the gold standard. Nixon basically suspended, as he said, temporarily. But here we are 50 years later, and still we are not on a gold standard of any sort. At that time, 1971, you couldn't take dollars and get gold, or you couldn't get gold and turn them into dollars. Now, foreign countries could still do this, but as far as in the United States, that wasn't allowed. And I've actually seen video where Nixon and they talk about, oh, we didn't make these nations accept dollars. We didn't make them take the dollars. But in 1933, you tell everyone, you turn in all your gold, right? Or you get 10 years in prison or something like that. So how can you sit here? You didn't ask them to take dollars. You pretty much threatened them to take dollars. You know what I mean? So in 1933, pretty much threatened everybody. Confiscate the gold, put everybody on a paper standard. Come back on the gold, then we get back off the gold. It's been a constant roller coaster with the United States getting on gold and taking us off gold and confiscating gold and doing all kind of crazy stuff with gold. But Nixon promised a stable dollar, stable, prices. He promised with this new monetary system anyway. He promised that it was going to be fair and equal footing for everyone, which we already know all these promises are flat out lies. I mean, how dumb does the public have to be to believe this stuff? And I start looking around, and it's all sympathy and love. It's a lot of people out here who have no monetary knowledge whatsoever on what money is, or what money can be, or what money should even be. They have no clue. And these people that are clueless about wealth and what wealth really is, and wealth preservation, and what real assets are, what fake assets are, what is an asset in the first place. People who have no knowledge of these things, they're not gonna fare very well in the coming what's coming. We got record inflation, record highs. The stock market at all time high. People can't afford their mortgages. So they're gonna, you're pretty much making a system where it's gonna be dependent on stimulus. Because the average worker wages won't cover what the market prices. It won't cover. Okay, so it's disconnect. There's a major disconnect between what people actually make versus what prices actually are. So and the reason for that is that the government can print money and steal your wealth through inflation. They call it the hidden tax. So that's what they've been doing. They've been stealing your wealth, and I hear people say, "Well, how long can this continue? How long can the Fed just print?" Let me tell you something. They can do it forever. But the thing is if you're looking for when is gold and when is silver going to make a drastic turnaround, when you're talking about when the value of the gold is, if you're looking at gold as far as its note price is its dollar value, I think most people that look at gold in that eyesight are they're misguided. Okay, you should not be looking at gold as a spot price. You shouldn't be looking at gold unless you're purchasing it. I will say that. But as far as the spot price and all that stuff, as far as selling and trying to buy and sell and turn gold into some type of profits stock, gold should not be bought for those reasons. Okay, gold is money. So I wouldn't buy gold just for dollars. I can understand right now there's a use for dollars, but there's gonna come a time where dollars are nobody's gonna want those dollars. And why you keep buying gold just to trade it back in for dollars? Like I said, I get it, it's useful now, but you should be stacking gold and doing it. And, you should be trying to find gold everywhere, anywhere, while you still can get it, and while it's still exchangeable and people are willing to take it. This can last as long as people are willing to accept paper fiat currency for their goods and services. No company is mandated to accept fiat currency. We can get on a gold standard tomorrow. But the question is, how many entrepreneurs are going to come together? How many business people are going to come together to bring that into fruition? How many people are going to be willing to get off the dollar, the paper, and that would require a lot of educating these companies and their accountants, and just we have to come up with a whole new system, and that's what to put gold into here, it have to be a whole nother system. So just know a new monetary system is coming soon. The 50th year anniversary is marking pretty much the end and the death of this fiat currency, which is a good thing, for people who know what to do, and people who are diligent in knowledge and who love knowledge and truth about money. And for those people who think, that life is all about playing, partying, and living it up, these people are gonna ultimately be the biggest losers, because they chose not to educate themselves on the things they are involved with. Everybody's wholly involved in money, yet you got people that don't even know legal tender is written on their dollar. So you've been spending this stuff. I had some guy ask me, "Did you know legal tender was on the money?" What's legal tender? I'm like, man, it's on your money. It's on your currency. My bad. It's not money, but it's on your currency. Legal tender. They don't even know what legal tender is. And yet they use dollars every day, and you're gonna pay dearly. You're gonna pay a price dearly for being involved in with things that you're not fully aware of. But the government's like, well, whose job is it to edify you? Whose job is it to seek out knowledge and truth? It's not the government's job. That's what the way they say it. That's not the government's job, even though it's their job to be the they're supposed to be role models. They're supposed to be setting the standard or keeping the standard. But our government through history has shown you that gold has been such an issue for this nation, because gold limits government's power and authority. And governments by nature don't want to be limited. They feel like they're somebody's behest. They've chosen them to just tell you and meddle in your lives to what to do. And most people do but actually believe that that's what the government is here to do. They have some sovereign right to tell you what to do. That's what some people actually believe. It's we the people. The government works for we the people. And when we the people decide to change our monetary system, it'll change. And we the people includes the entrepreneurs and businessmen of America. And when these businesses see that their business practices have led them to being insolvent, much like the United States, it's going to be nothing but their own choices. This is money. What is money and what isn't money is a choice. It's not something that's mandated. Unless you're a government. Gold and silver, according to governments, gold and silver is money. So Article 1, Section 10. Nothing but gold and silver can be a tender payment of a debt. So, with that being said, it's the 50th year anniversary. Hope y'all out there, taking your stimulus and getting some good old assets with them, real assets, and not buying things that will not benefit you in the end. But what can we say? Some people just gonna get it late, and some of us gonna benefit early. But with that being said, it's 50th year anniversary. Y'all be safe, be vigilant, and always remember, man, that gold is money. Just remember, gold is money, man. Don't be afraid of gold. Don't be afraid of silver. Peace.